This week on the Braxtons.
How has filming been so far?
Well, I'm a friend to the show, so I'm not really quite sure. It was a lot for me, and a lot of people want to feel like everything that I went through was fake.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of the Braxtons. That is season 1, episode 6. So let's get right into it. Alright, let's get started with this episode. Also, before that, y'all, you guys who actually watched the show, what is up with them making the show black and white every 5 seconds? But anyway, so the first scene takes place in LA, California. Evelyn meets up with Toni. Evelyn is filling her in on what's been happening on the other coast, like Traci's birthday party and things like that. Toni then talks about her Vegas residency that's coming up. She's been very cautious to make sure that everything's okay. But now Toni says that she wants to add some jokes to her performance, but she ain't got no good jokes. So I don't know what joke she's going to tell. Evelyn also tells her that she went shopping the other day for a dress because Toni is supposed to set her up on a date. Now, these girls have been trying to set up Evelyn with a date since season 1 of the Braxton Family Vest. Give it up. She's got some high standards too. But overall, this was a nice scene between Evelyn and Toni. So then we go back to Atlanta to see Tamar, and she meets up with the messiest person on reality TV, Carlo King. But Tamar did say that he was very nice to her during the time Traci was sick. But in this scene, we just kind of see them behind the scenes talking about the show that they're going to be doing. Carlos is doing his live podcast show, and the guest this day is going to be Tamar. So then we see Toni again, and I really like this scene because it was Toni going to pick out some outfits for her Vegas residency, and I liked it because it feels like we are actually seeing into the artist's life, like who is preparing for a show and going through these things like picking outfits and things like that. Now, listen here. Toni could be my mother as far as age. But wow, is Toni Braxton a good-looking woman? Anything she throws on herself, she will look amazing. Okay, so then we see the actual live podcast with Tamar. Carlos is asking her all these questions. Why did she get on reality TV, for example? And she says that after popular sitcoms stopped being around, she thought it was really important for people to see black families on television. Carlos says that as soon as the Braxton Family Values came on, he was instantly intrigued by Tamar, and he calls her the breakout star. And that's something that people like Wendy Williams have always said, and it's true. At the beginning, everyone agreed that Tamar was over the top, funny, entertaining. I mean, soon we saw that she was very dysfunctional, but that was years later. Carlos asks her, though, if being the breakout star caused problems with her sisters. Tamar says that it definitely caused tension. Carlos also asks about Vince. Did her stardom cause there to be problems? And I was interested in this question because I still have many questions on the separation of Tamar and Vince. But she didn't really answer the question as to why they got, divorced. She just pretty much said that she was 26 years old when she got with him, and that at the end of the day, they are still friends, but they were at a point in their life where they needed each other, but they kind of just moved on. And in that moment, she says that they need each other. Okay, to be honest, I would like for them to get back together. Like, maybe that would help Tamar. I don't know, it's just a thought. This got real messy, y'all, because Carlos says, well, the Braxtons are back. How has filming been? And Tamar says, well, I'm a friend of the show, so I'm not quite sure. Friend of the show? When the Marlo Hampton? She goes on to say that she felt captive doing the original show and that she wanted to leave the show in season 3. And I actually remember Trina and Towanda going on the Wendy Williams show one time and saying that Tamar quits every other season. However, she claims that there are some now new people running the show, so things will be different this time. And look, I hear what Tamar says. I do believe that she was going through a lot when she was filming the original show. I do think that. But I also feel like she forgets that she was a lot for people to deal with in their lives. But anyway, overall, interesting thing to see. Moving on, Evelyn goes to lunch with her friends, the older ladies, the old lady gang. They look like the elders of the church. And that's nice to see too, you know? So she's talking to her friends about wanting a boyfriend. And oh my gosh, she has some high expectations. They gotta be tall, they gotta be rich, and they gotta fulfill all her needs. Damn. I don't know where she'll find a man like that because she also wants him to be older than like 60 but younger than 80. But I guess anything's possible. So then we see Toni she goes to go see her son who is working as a model. I love how she introduced herself to the photographer saying, "Hi, I'm his mom," as if she's not the Toni Braxton. He tells his mom after the photo shoot, they talk a little and says that he wants to really make a name for himself outside of his parents. Okay, so it looks like despite her rigorous requirements, Evelyn met a man. So it looks like she has a good sense of humor, so that was kind of helping them interact a little. They're getting to know each other and they're having this lunch. And I thought everything was going pretty good, but then in her confessional, she says that she won't be seeing him again. Damn, and I was just like, well, what was wrong with him? Like, they were having a good time. He was taller than her, like she wants him to be. Um, and they didn't even eat what they ordered. They said, we'll take you to go. So I don't know what was up with that. So yeah. Alright, so then something happened after that. So Kevin Jr. was having a grief counseling session with Spirit. And after the session, he then had lunch and he took a little break, but then they couldn't find him. And they found him on the floor of the bathroom having a seizure. So they let Towanda know, and Towanda gets there. And Towanda says that these seizures have started happening since Traci passed. So he's going through a lot. And on top of that, he has a court date the next day. So Towanda calls the ex-wife to see if she can reschedule. And she did. She was understanding of that. And then we kind of just see him take these medications and things like that. So then it's another day, and Kevin Jr. called Trina and his grandmother. He wanted to tell them that there is some news. So apparently the ex wants to have a divorce for sure, and she also wants to have full custody of their child. She's going to take the house as well. So he says that it's like a gut in the punch, and Evelyn and Trina telling him to fight it, appeal it, make sure that you're in that baby's life. And that was the end of the episode. Now, I will say this. I feel bad for him. Obviously, losing your mother is the worst thing ever. So that's I feel absolutely horrible for him and the drama with his dad and things like that. But, just because I feel bad for him on that, I'm not going to automatically take his side on this because we really don't know why does the wife want a divorce? Why does she want full custody? I mean, these are a lot. We don't know. And we haven't heard her side of the story, so we don't know. But anyway, you guys, that was the end of the episode. It looks like next week there's going to be some drama because Tamar is refusing to go to the photo shoot with the family. She wants to do her own photo shoot because she don't like the production. Listen, Tamar, you cannot go around life blaming the production. Okay? I know she's talking about the production of the show, but I'm trying to make a bigger point. You always gotta be responsible for your actions. But anyway, guys, this was the end of the episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.